What's up, y'all? Welcome to day 25 of Mel's Competition Chronicles. As always, thank you so much for joining me. If you are new to my channel, I'm talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of prepping for a bikini competition. I turned 50 in November, and it was my goal to step on stage just one time to prove to myself that I could do it. And I want everyone to know that you can grace the stage at any age. And today I want to talk to you about injuries. And this doesn't just apply to being in prep for a bodybuilding competition. This also applies to if you're on a health and fitness journey of your own and you have to deal with injuries. It can be extremely frustrating. It can be really difficult mentally and physically. For me, I've had several injuries. I am very injury prone. Part of it has to do with the fact that I have hyperflexibility in my joints. So I end up damaging the soft tissue in my joints quite often. I've had both of my shoulders I've had issues with. I've had tennis elbow, pretty severe for about 8 months in my right elbow. Knock wood, it's better now. I've had 2 hip surgeries. I tore my labrum in both hips. So I've dealt with a lot of injuries, and I'm used to mentally facing those challenges, but it's really hard when you're in prep and you can't lift as hard as you know you should be or you want to be. And it's the same on just a health and fitness journey, especially if you've been seeing some really great results and now you feel like your results are going to be affected because of your injury. Right now, I'm dealing with a left shoulder injury. I've had this injury pretty much my entire prep. I didn't want to see a doctor until after my show, but it's been a nagging injury. And honestly, it's made a huge difference in my progress because my shoulders look very different visually. My right shoulder is strong and capped and round, and my left shoulder does not look like that. There's very little muscle mass in my left shoulder. I've struggled to lift any weight at all in my left hand, like over my head. I can't do lateral raises. I can barely do front raises. At one point, I couldn't do them at all. Right now, I can only do them with 5 pounds. So it's extremely frustrating. But for me, I've learned to just work around injuries. Obviously, being a health and fitness coach and understanding anatomy, I also went to school for sports medicine many, many years ago. So I understand prevention and treatment of injuries. So I've been able to, work around those muscles, but I know that I would look a lot better on stage if I didn't have this injury. But it's also out of my control. So I've learned to really let things go that are out of my control and do my best to handle all of the variables that I can control. And so when my body can't do those things that I want it to do, I just accept that. And that is not easy. It takes some practice in mindset shifting. It's focusing and living in gratitude like I do. I practice gratitude daily. I wake up and I think about at least 3 things that I'm grateful for. And when I lay down in bed, I do a meditation and I think about 3 things I'm grateful for once again. And when you live in gratitude and you practice gratitude often, when things like this happen, you don't catastrophize them. You just learn to accept it. Doesn't mean you can't be upset about it, but you just have to let go of things you don't have control over.